Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Sydney has welcomed the new year with a message of peace following the Bondi beach mass shooting as huge crowds gathered to watch the city's annual fireworks display. The words peace and unity were projected onto the Sydney Harbour Bridge as thousands of heavily armed police officers patrolled the streets, a rare and stark sight in Australia as part of heightened security measures. New South Wales Police said more than 2,500 officers were on duty across the city, and some officers were authorised to carry high-grade weapons. The attack on the 14th of December targeted Australia's Jewish community and killed 15 people at a Hanukkah festival.
About what we can do more.
The EU's top diplomat has called Moscow's claims that Ukraine targeted Russian government sites a deliberate distraction and an attempt to derail the peace process.
Flag states that register vessels.
Kaja Kallas's comments on social media appear to be a reference to the Kremlin's allegation that Ukraine attempted a drone strike on one of Vladimir Putin's residences. No one should accept unfounded claims from the aggressor, Kallas wrote on social media. Earlier this week, Moscow accused Ukraine of targeting Putin's private home on Lake Valdai in northwestern Russia. Russia said it would review its position in the ongoing peace negotiations as a result. A train driver has died and at least 40 people have been injured in a head-on rail collision near Peru's most popular tourist attraction, Machu Picchu. 2 trains collided on the single track leading to the ancient Inca town on Tuesday. A local government statement said 20 ambulances had attended the scene and that injured people had been transferred to medical facilities in the nearby city of Cusco. The US Embassy in Peru said that US citizens were injured in the crash, while the UK Foreign Office said it was supporting a number of British nationals involved. Hundreds of thousands of people have travelled across Bangladesh to the capital Dhaka on Wednesday to pay their final respects to the former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia. Zia, who was the country's first female Prime Minister, died on Tuesday from a prolonged illness. She was 80 years old. The mourners held out their hands in prayer and carried flags printed with her photographs as a motorcade carrying Zia's body, including the hearse wrapped with the national flag, drove on the streets near the Parliament House. Flags were flown at half-mast and thousands of security officers were deployed.
Une constitution ensemble, cette fois-ci, toute la Guinée.
Guinea's junta chief, General Mamadi Doumbouya, has won the presidential election by a landslide, getting 86.7% of the vote, according to provisional results published by the Election Commission. The general is hoping to legitimise his rule after seizing power in a coup in 2021. A civil society group calling for the return of civilian rule has condemned the election as a charade after General Doumbouya's main rivals were barred from contesting, while opposition candidates said the poll was marred by irregularities. 2 more musicians have cancelled shows at the Kennedy Center after its board voted to rename the venue to include US President Donald Trump's name. The Cookers, a veteran jazz band, said they cancelled 2 New Year's Eve shows. Another group, Doug Verone and the Dancers, said they would not perform 2 shows scheduled for April because of the name change. Richard Grenell, the Kennedy Center's president, called the cancellations a form of derangement syndrome. And the diving chess world championships have taken place in the Netherlands, with players using weighted pieces and magnetic boards. Competitors must also complete each move in a single breath before resurfacing for air. Former Dutch champion Zion Collin was crowned the men's champion, while 17-year-old Josephine Douwman, also from the Netherlands, took the women's title. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.